All right, live. That's not what I want to show. Let's pull this guy up again. Little Draftkings. Looking at this. Could pull up the cheat sheet. Not going to do it right now. But we are live right now. Yeah, we're on YouTube. A big reason why I wanted to do this, and let's actually see if we are live over on YouTube. Big reason why I wanted to do this, and we do have it. The comments. I'll pull those up alongside what I'm doing here. I want to see if YouTube actually works now, which it seems like it is. It was down for all of yesterday, which was an issue, but now we are back up and running. It seems pretty well. So yeah, quickly going to come in here because I want to get a little bit of what's going on, Anthony White? I want to get a little bit of an interaction potentially going. I know it's 4:30 on a Monday. People probably coming back from work. Sal, can you talk more about FanDuel, please? Says Justin Jennings. I can try, but it's a lot. So Sal, one person did win the million NBA. Oh, we got people hopping in really quick. All right, let me fix my screen right now because we got people hopping up in here, and I'm excited because I didn't think anybody would be here at 4:30 on a Monday. I figured people would be working, doing their thing, but it seems like we got people trying to chat. So let's chat. Yeah, I want to get a conversation going today. Again, 4:30 on a Monday early. I'm about to pull the salaries, and I can do it live if people want to see how I pull the salaries into my spreadsheet and kind of come up with what I'm doing. I'm about to do all of that. So. Says, what's up, Sal? What's up going on? So what's up? What's going on? Justin Jennings says, Sal, can you talk more about FanDuel, please? I won't talk. I'll talk about more about FanDuel in terms of maybe a little bit MLB, maybe definitely NFL. Not going to be talking FanDuel as opposed to these NBA showdown slates. I'm just not. The format for that is just so hit or miss. The strategy for DraftKings is very difficult. It's so variant with the captain spot. If you're going to tell me you have to have 3 captain spots now, it's just not something I'm going to do. So Sal, one person did win the million NBA, says Kill It Going. Yeah, he did. Incredible. He was bouncing around in the last 40 seconds. I was watching like the DraftKings leaderboard with like 40 seconds left. The guy, Job or Joby, whatever his name is, however you pronounce it, he was winning $1,500, then a million, then $1,500. Could you imagine that sweat? Of bouncing between $1,500, which is what, a couple months rent, maybe depending on where you're living, 1 month's rent, if even that, if you're in a big city, and then you get $1 million. That's pretty nuts. What's up? What's going on, Survivor? What's up, Sal? What's going on, Scott Stewart? How you doing? You looking forward to golf? How was your golf weekend, Scott? Had a feeling about Cousins and ran a lot of him in captain. Nice, Black Like History. Yeah, so once I saw the captain, or once I saw the Cousins news, the only lineup I did play, I did put Cousins in. He was just needed at that point. At that price point, if he's starting, you can imagine at a minimum he was going to play 20 minutes. He goes out there, he plays 28, should have been closer to 30 to 32. And yeah, he smashed. He was the winning lineup for the captain spot, although the people who had Clay in their captain spot should have won. 4 points behind, or like 3 or 4 points, was a bunch of Clay lines. There's like 15 of them that only lost by 4. And Clay didn't play like the last 8 minutes of the game, and he would have definitely scored in the captain spot 4 more fantasy points. So that must be a terrible loss, because you would have been splitting $45,000 or $40,000. Instead, you're walking away with like, I don't even know how much that's high really factored in. You probably won maybe a few grand, if that. Let's get it, says Gregory. Last night, Marcus Gasol. Oh. We got a lot of people commenting in here already. Wow. What's going on, John? Last night, Marcus Gasol bent me over backwards. Damn. Yeah, I didn't get on Gasol. I wanted Lowry more. I had Lowry in the captain spot. I played one lineup. Literally only one. I didn't feel good about the slate. It was a terrible slate. But I played one lineup, and it was Lowry in the captain spot. And I still cashed due to having just Boogie Cousins at lower ownership, I guess. And guys like Iggy being and Ibaka being just my other dirt type of pieces getting there. Something that was interesting was Steph was the highest owned captain. Draymond was the second highest owned captain, and then it was Kawhi. So the prices really didn't change. I mean, Draymond's $200 more. Kawhi's the same price. So I think you're going to continue to get Draymond being decently owned, and maybe Boogie now jumps up in ownership for captain spots. Multitasking, says Angie. Me? Yeah, definitely. People that are at work. Yeah. Boogie did his thing, but I see Boogie being the highest owned Warrior. Yeah, there's a decent chance that Boogie is going to get shot up. He's only 7,200. Highest owned Warrior, maybe. I'm not sure how people are going to start to build on this slate. And again, I haven't even pulled yet, but I can start to show you guys how I do build. I'm not really sure how this is going to look, but we can multitask just like you guys and girls are multitasking at work. But yeah, this is how I kind of pull everything in. But Boogie being the highest owned Warrior, maybe. I mean, you still got Draymond, a walking triple-double right now on this team. And you've still got Clay on that team. So Boogie, though, the price at 7,200, yeah, it's attractive. And what he did last game, people are going to flock to. So I think you could be right. I think that this would be the spot that you don't have one of those 10K players being the highest owned captain on the slate. Because I don't think, if you're saying that Boogie's going to be the highest owned Warrior, it probably likely means that he's the highest owned on the slate, because people just aren't getting to Kawhi because that price point leaves you with dust. And right now, if it seems like Clay's going to play, the after interview, he said he felt fine. He told whoever he told that he'll be back and he'll be back and fine. So I don't think Clay's going to be an issue, so that Quinn Cook value is gone. Andrew Bogut, look, if Kevon Looney's going to be out, Bogut at 2,200 is just disgusting, but he probably sees, and again, I haven't done minutes projection yet. He saw 7 minutes in the second half, and really when he went out, Bogut probably sees around 15 minutes unless they dust back off Jordan Bell after not playing in the last game. So yeah, I can see Boogie being the highest owned Warrior. I want to look more into it, though, in terms of how you can get there. LOL, no salary. Sal really doesn't NBA FanDuel. Yeah, I don't do it. I don't like NBA FanDuel during the regular season because, I mean, I'm not somebody who has $100,000 to be playing and just needs to get a ton of money down. No. Yes, I can get more money down and lower stakes on FanDuel, but it's just a lot for me. If I wasn't making content, then yeah, I would because I can analyze it a little bit better. And also just the fact that there's no late swap on NBA FanDuel stinks. And then just the showdown slate I hate in general, even on Draftkings. And if you tell me that it's going to be times 3 in terms of having to guess just proper order of captains, it's not great when salary's into account. Like drafters, they have that rank 'em like I was showing. That's a little bit better because then I can just go off of my projections. I don't have to worry about being different or differentiating, and you kind of have to do that on FanDuel since there's a salary cap. Hands down the best DFS analyst, says Dan S. You're lying. You're lying. There's some really good ones out there. I'm not the best, nowhere near it, but I appreciate that. Boogie now in all showdown lineups, says Killer going. Yeah, he's 7,200 and he's going to continue to start, and I'm going to probably project him for 30 minutes. And the matchup is tough, but he seemed to do pretty well, and he looked well. He looked really good out there. I was on Sportscaster Live. If you have not followed me on Sportscaster, go right now. It's in the description. Sportscaster. It's called a fan over there. It's really cool, the site. It's growing. They're doing they have crazy investors behind that company. Richard Sherman, David Stern, lots of athletes behind them. It's nuts. So check it out, Sportscaster. It's like the Twitch for sportscasting or just sports in general. But I was over there and I said, literally was watching the game live. I was live during the first half. And I pretty much said, hey, if this is... Boogie Cousins was in, and he was getting a little bit of extended run before getting his third foul. And I said, Boogie Cousins looks good right now. Hit a 3, was battling, was sprinting up and down the court. Yes, actually sprinting, and he jogs all the time, but he was sprinting. And then he was battling down low, got to the free throw line, hit four free throws. Not the fact that he hit a 3 and 4 free throws is not what I'm really concerned about. It's the fact that he was being physical and sprinting. He looked fine. And I tweeted at that point, I said, yeah, Boogie getting 12 minutes in the first half. Don't take that lightly. He should be getting 15 plus in the second half. He went on to get 16. Maybe Looney affected that a little bit, but I don't think it affected it too much. You give out good info, says Michael Bland. I have my notifications on every time you go on. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, right now, it's not going to be so much info-based. It's going to be more so, and I guess it's going to be tough to focus while I talk and sort of try and multitask, because maybe this isn't the best time to be doing what I'm doing. But I just wanted to hop on and really discuss what people were thinking. Look, it's really early, right? It's Monday at 4:30, but I mean, we have over 2 hours, over 48 hours, 50, 60, or not 60, but 52, 54 hours till the game actually tips off. But where you people are going at first look, I'm curious. I haven't built a lineup. I usually don't until game day, but I'm about to build these projections out, so I'm kind of curious what people are thinking. Siakam and Lowry are going to take a decent-sized dip in ownership coming Wednesday. I agree, Antone. I believe that Lowry is going to get plummeted, and I think at 7,600, no price change. He's dealt with foul trouble the first 2 games. Clearly in the last game, foul trouble. Yeah, I think they're going to take a huge dip in ownership, and I think it's a nice spot to bounce back. Lowry has been playing better on the road. Take that for what you want, but I do like Lowry a good amount. Siakam, 9,400 is still a decent price to pay, but I'm warming up to that for game 3. But early on, Lowry seems like a guy that at that price point, maybe he gets popular, but he just seems like a nice guy who people are going to be off of. They're going to be or not happy that he burnt them either back-to-back games or one of those 2 games, and he hasn't looked good in this series. But a big reason of that is he's just not staying on the floor due to foul trouble. Lost 4 or 5 minutes in the first game, scored around 30 fantasy points, and then he lost, and he shot terrible, and then he just lost in the last game at least 10 minutes, and you could argue up to 13 or 14. Oh God, we got a lot of people commenting in here. I appreciate it. You guys are all over the place right now. This is awesome. Thomas Wade became a fan. Tom, you watching this right here? Just got the notification. Thank you so much. What's up, Wade? Was that you who Thomas Wade? Are you Wade? Thank you. I appreciate you going over to Sportscaster. That helps me out a ton. Put Cousins in last second as utility. Nice job, Survivor. That's great. Lowry dead on all the lineups. Yeah, I had Lowry in the captain spot and I cashed. I only got $40, right? I was like very close to that just missing line, but I cashed. $15 profit, not terrible. Got to go back to Lowry at captain. Yeah, I think Lowry might become a popular captain once again. Here's the thing. I don't think playing Dust, and I was like 5th or 6th favorite captain was Iguodala in that last game. And I didn't mention Boogie because I didn't think he was starting, which meant I didn't think he was going to get much run. that all changed in the last 15 minutes or whatever it was. Wasn't able to be live for that, unfortunately. Hopefully you got to some boogies. But yeah, I don't think it's viable to really be playing Steph or Kawhi. I almost got there in the last game, but I would have had to force in Quinn Cook or these guys who, at least Quinn Cook in that last game got more run, but due to an injury. I'm going to be going forward mainly looking into just playing the 7 to 9K range. Players that are good, players that will be out there for 30 plus minutes, no doubt about it, and players that I can rely on at least to get me to a point where if I'm not going to win the whole showdown slate, but have a chance to, I'm at least going to be in a position to cash. And I think those are guys that on this slate, and we'll get to it once I delete all the the captain prices here, are going to be decent to find. And Lowry definitely falls inside of that range. Kevin Durant, I don't even know if KD comes back in this entire series. I'll be very shocked if KD does come back, at least game 3. That was an injury that it looked like this guy was going to be out a year, right? So that's something to watch as well. Let me just try and get through all these people really quick. Andre Iguodala, Kevon Looney, Freddie VanVleet we already got, Serge Ibaka right there. Iggy we got, Danny Green, Quinn Cook. And I'm just deleting like the captain option so there's not double salaries in here. That's what you're seeing me do right now if you're paying attention. I apologize for doing this, but once I have this done, everything else kind of coasts a little bit easier. I don't have to actually focus while I do this. I'm going to answer every single question too, so just give me like literally 10 seconds because I'm about to hit the range where everybody else is just dust, like Alfonso McKinney. Norman Powell, we already got. Jordan Bell, dust. Andrew Bogut is 2,200. That's his normal price. Jonas Repko. Jonas Repko, dust. OG Anunoby, dust. And we are getting now to the range where it's all 1,500. Perfect, we got it. Okay, cool. This gives me the salaries of all the players that I just want in terms of just their, everybody's salary, but just their actual, this is the salaries page in my model. Here we go. You're awesome, Sal. Keep the good work. We need more of this content, says Scott Stewart. I appreciate that. I like the live, laid back, like there's no rush, there's no lock in 2 hours right now. I like just a live, relax, ask me questions. I kind of want to not just answer questions, but really ask you people questions. And I think that's what I'm going to do once I can get down to the end of these comments. What's going on, Yebiz? Lowry, Gasol, question mark, says Killer going. I do like Lowry more, I would say, right now. But again, it's Monday. I haven't even done my projections, which I'm going to let those bias me rather than what I saw recently. Did very well last night. Thank you, my friend. Been killing it lately. Nice. Yeah, I've been doing decent my last 3. You are. He is still injured. What are you talking about? Who's still injured? Captain Lowry, captain. A lot of people are liking that early. What's going on, Tyler? Right? Glad I'm not the only one. I did Gasol captain for game 2, and it wasn't the best decision. DMC captain. Yeah, DMC captain. Going right back to Lowry, well, and maybe, or it might play Gasol captain. A lot of people liking Lowry. Also looking at KD. Yeah, I don't know if KD comes back. Quinn Cook value knock on Sal. Even if Clay does play, and with Iggy still banged up, they could take it a bit easier on Clay and Iggy minutes. And with the way Cook played, he earned playing time. I'm not going to play Quinn Cook. I don't think he earns playing time because Klay Thompson's minutes are 40, like at a bottom number. And so are Steph Curry's. And the way that you're going to get Quinn Cook really on the court at the same time as those other guys is when they're off the court. So he's not going to get all 16 of those minutes when you still have McKinney flying around there. Sean Livingston obviously is now seeing around 16, 18 minutes even. I think Quinn Cook's value is gone. Look, he can be the guy who scores 12 points and you need him because things go wacky. But I'm not going to be putting my money up ever, and it wasn't needed yesterday. Just relying on this guy who's going to be out there if Clay plays, and I'm hoping that he sees 10 minutes, and I'm hoping that he can hit his 3 shots in the game in all of them, and then even then I need more from him. I'd rather play the guys who I know are going to get some run, and at the very least are like a Sean Livingston who I feel confident getting 15 minutes out of, and I don't have to sit there with my fingers crossed on my couch and go, which I don't watch the games anyways. I wake up in the morning and see what I did, or in the middle of the night, and maybe I get a better dream that night if I win some money, but I don't want to be like, it's like football, right? Who plays the third string wide receiver who is, or the number 3 wide receiver who's just dirt cheap and he's a value play and he gets on the field for 20 plays and you're sitting there and you're like, get on the court. Come on, Quinn Cook. Get on the court. No, I'd rather just let the guys run out because, I don't know. I just don't see it. I think, yeah, Quinn Cook's great value if Clay's out, but I don't think Clay is going to be, this is similar to Iggy. I don't think Iggy is that limited. Maybe so a little bit. 28 minutes he only got in that last game, so you could argue a little bit, but not positive. Bro, I'm at work watching, says DFS Genius. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Iggy minutes could go down too if KD comes back. Yeah, if KD comes back, I imagine Iggy's minutes do go down. Doubt that KD comes back game 3. That win bought him some more time. I agree. I just don't know if KD's healthy at all. They've been pretty good at keeping that under wraps, and I really don't know what's happening with KD at all. Like, I don't know. That injury looked like it was very severe. Now, they said he got past the Achilles. It wasn't an Achilles, whatever it might be, but we really don't know. I know that they labeled it whatever they did, but I'm worried. I don't know if he actually will be back. When Boogie was announced as starter, I redid my lineup and played him at captain. I made 4x my buy. Absolutely great job. You handled that the right way. Sal, you're the best, bro. Believe that, man. Affirm it every day and watch this channel take off. Yeah. Affirmations are actually a real goddamn thing. I don't do it like some books or some channels or whatever you do says to look in the mirror every day and say that you are the best DFS provider or whatever it might be or tout. No, I don't do that. But yeah, confidence is definitely a big thing. Where were you when I needed you yesterday at 5:30? It says Donald. Donald, you got to follow me on Twitter. I was trying to get up. It wasn't me. It was YouTube. YouTube was down yesterday for a long time, from probably about 4 until I don't even know when, because I stopped trying and I went over on Sportscaster at about 6:10 because I tried for about 40 minutes. I went on Twitch for a little while, but I like Sportscasters. They have a better up-to-minute type of interaction with people who's commenting, where Twitch is delayed by like 5 or 6 seconds, or up to a second, I guess, for Sportscaster. But yeah, I tried. I put out a bunch of tweets. It was very hectic. I got up and live for a second, and then it kind of just didn't work. So, yeah, YouTube had a lot of problems yesterday. So I apologize for that, Donald, but it wasn't on me. I can promise you that. I was sitting here literally 45 minutes before, excited to go on. Gasol is still... Damn, where we at? Gasol is still good value, especially if DMC keeps getting extended minutes. He just needs to stay out of foul trouble, too. DMC, I imagine, is DeMarcus Cousins, right? Is still good value. Yeah, I think Gasol's fine at that price point. Price comes down. I don't think he's going to lose minutes, but I do think that Ibaka was going to play more than 16 minutes in that game. He got 3 fouls. He's going to probably play a minimum of 18, probably closer to 20, and he played really well. Lowry captain again. Danny Green will be a steal at that price. Danny Green is very cheap now. Yes, I agree. What's his price? $3.6K, $14 dip. Yeah, $1,400 dip. This is similar to what his increase was, right? He got an increase of like $1,800 after having a decent game, and I think he's still going to see. He saw 30 minutes game 1, pretty much 26, 25.7, I believe, in the last one to be exact, what the popcorn machine says. I'll probably project him again for 28. That's what the median is, and I do like that. Yeah, it's not bad, but Powell was a surprise with how many minutes he played, but that's definitely possible. I think Powell still will see a bump in his minutes. He took McCaw's minutes. That's the only real thing that happened in this game, was that he took McCaw's minutes, I would say. And then what is the other thing that I actually have my notebook? It's off of the camera. I don't want to get off of the camera. But Powell took McCaw's minutes, and then he also got Kyle Lowry a little bit of run from there. Fred VanVleet saw probably 5 minutes, but also you had Kyle Lowry being out, helping Norman Powell get back on the court when Fred VanVleet was controlling the point. And then there was something else that also occurred that, thank you to who just followed me on Sportscaster. Hunter, I appreciate it, Hunter. I don't know if you're watching this or you saw something on Sportscaster and you're not watching this, but I appreciate it. Let me try and actually pull up some of this stuff now. Do we have an NBA odds page out yet so I can put that into the projections? We do not, but we have a way around that. But yeah, Norman Powell, I don't think sees anywhere near that type of minutes. I would project him right now, and I have to look into it, somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes for this next game. But that's definitely better than the 5, right? He took 7 minutes off of Pat McCaw. That gets him to his 12, and then he probably got about 5 or 6 more from Lowry being out. So that definitely helped. And he was the guy who checked directly in for Lowry, was Norman Powell during that game. I'm just plugging in this Vegas stuff. Now we can go here, Google. Shark NBA. What do we got? How do you feel about Danny Green being 3,200 now? I think he's 3,600, Michael Bland, but I think as of right now, again, it's a Monday, but first take reaction type of thing. Yeah, he's probably too cheap for a guy who should see 25 plus minutes. He's the best value on the slate, most likely. Cousins as captain seems great. I agree. Or captain seems great for like the next game or the last game. The next game, yeah, it does seem great. He's still a decent price point. He's a spot that's nice, but it depends what his captain ownership is. I'm not going to try and run the guy who is 30-something% owned out there, who's just coming off of a very good game, who's still in himself, in his own right, in a very tough matchup. Or Kyle Lowry again. What's up, new watchers? Started on the Millie contest. You predicted it right by the way Livingston made it happen. Devin Howell, how's it going? I'm happy you found me then. YouTube bugging. Raz, is it still bugging or just last night? Lowry at captain, he's had 2 or 3 mediocre games. He's set to go off. Look, his 2 or 3 mediocre games are not set to so much. There's a lot of things factoring into those, right? He's staying on the court, and when he actually gets the run, right? He's not coming off the court. He's going to play 40 minutes if he's not in foul trouble. Shot terrible in game one, like you said, mediocre. Last game was foul trouble. So I think people are going to overreact to that. He's not a 20% shooter from the field. He's going to get closer to that 40% mark. And then if he just stays on the court, you're going to get, instead of 30 points from game one, if it all clicks, he stays on the court, stops making just bonehead fouls. Like, even if they are not fouls, he got all ball when he fouled out. Why make that play all the way in the backcourt? That makes no sense. Do you think KD gets good minutes, says Melomo, or Melomo. I'm not sure how to exactly pronounce your name. Sorry if I'm mistaking it. But do I think he gets good minutes, KD? I don't even know if he plays. If you told me to bet on if KD plays game 3, I would say no. I don't know. We haven't had any indication other than just the day before, like probably tomorrow, we get news that he's ruled out by Steve Kerr. That's it. So the injury looked brutal. I really don't know how he comes back that quickly from it. But yeah, I really don't want, I'm just putting in some of these numbers right now for the over-under. I don't want any of KD as of right now until I get some sort of news. But minutes projection, I have no idea. Like, if he does play, I need to know, is he limited or not? And if he's not, if he's in the starting lineup, I would project more so closer to a 40-minute mark. And keep in mind, KD's a guy who is seeing 45 minutes, 44 minutes a game in the playoffs. Not 40 like most studs are. He was seeing 44, 45. So at 11K, if he's going to get a full run, yeah, he's probably an auto lock for me. But right now, I just can't go there. Wow, Golden State's a 6-point favorite at home. That's the first time I'm actually looking at the spreads right now. So -6 and 6. I'm just going to make this 212. It's not going to make a big difference. So we get 106, 109 is Golden State's team implied. Then if you do that math, and then you're going to get a 6-point spread is 103. There you go. Perfect. So now we have that data in, and it's going to hopefully pull back over to here. Yes, it does. And I will look at the questions in a second. This is how I do the projections, and a lot more goes into it. But I did a lot of that last night and this morning in terms of looking at Popcorn Machine and really watching the game. I was doing it as I was watching the game, tracking minutes and all of that jazz. What do we got? Sal. Oh, we got a lot of comments in here right now. I like it. Sal is good at this that I literally do not even touch my lineup until I hear his thoughts. I don't like that. You putting all your eggs in my basket? Uh-oh. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Elephant. That's great. Hopefully one of these days I don't screw you over, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I got to actually do something before I do this. Come on, do I got one of these? None of them. Interesting, so I got to have to find the point per minute once again. That's fine. I'm on Kyle Lowry 100%. No way he'll continue to struggle. He will hopefully get out of his shooting slump. 35 floor for me. Yeah, I mean, if I project Kyle Lowry right now, I imagine he pops for around 36 fantasy points as a median projection. So I would say more so a floor is like 28, 29, and a ceiling is in the low 40s, probably mid 40s even. Let's VLOOK up this guy right here, and let's go over to the player data spot. Bang, point per minute. That's how you find it. I'm on Kyle Lowry, so Sally works in his SpongeBob PJs with his milk and cookies YouTube wizard hat on and killing it. I don't got no SpongeBob PJs. I don't like milk either. But I do like cookies, chocolate chip for sure. I'd rock some almond milk or something. Real milk just fucks with me. I'm not even lactose intolerant. That shit's just not good for you. So what do we got here? How do we do the alphabet? How does the alphabet work? You know what I'm saying? Take 2 off, that's 24. Go to Z. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, I think. Let's see. I don't want to count all these rows. And this is the power, or this is the projections, and there you go. Perfect. All right. Thoughts on Quinn Cook, says Devin Howell. It depends right now on what you're going to get out of, and this is weird that none of this is popping. Oh, I know why. Okay, that's fine. It depends for Quinn Cook. It depends right now on what you're going to be getting out of Steph. If Steph's, or not Steph, Curry. If Curry's playing, I don't really want Quinn Cook, to be completely honest. KD, good minutes. I don't really think right now KD is going to play, but I have no idea. Now, we good. Just yesterday, I was trying to tune in for 10 minutes straight. Thought my internet was messing up. No, Raz, you're fine. I think YouTube, I guess, on both sides was not doing really well. Yeah, but definitely for me, I had no possible way of actually getting live. I got live for a second, and I should have probably never went off, but it seemed like nobody could actually find me outside of just subscribers, which is something that I tried to fix, but maybe I shouldn't have. But it seemed to work out. A decent amount of people, a couple hundred, actually ended up over on Sportscaster, which was really cool because a couple hundred is what I usually get on YouTube. So people transitioning over there to hang out and just chill over there, ask questions. I appreciate that a ton. All right. I'm going to answer questions now that this is kind of done for now. Just want to update this. And bang. Cool. Cousins at captain, says Shane Pittman. I think Cousins at captain will probably be a top 3 owned captain, maybe top 2. It's too early for me to tell. I got to project him out and see what he does, and that's what I'm about to do here. I probably don't like Cousins at captain, honestly, just too much, though. Just because of the ownership. I think I can go elsewhere. But if the captain spot for Cousins makes me get to a nice lineup still and I can leave money, I'll do it. Anything on OG, nothing on OG for me. And honestly, OG either way is not going to be in play for me. OG and Anunoby, there's not too many guys right now who there's not time for OG and Anunoby to get on the court when Siakam and Kawhi are going to play 40-plus minutes. Lowry, if he stays out of foul trouble, should be right around 40. They want to continue to give Danny Green 25-plus. They want to continue to give Fred VanVleet probably 30-plus. And then you get the center. So I don't know how OG Anunoby gets on the court. With Norman Powell still out there, at least going to be getting around 10 minutes a game. If OG Anunoby comes back, I don't think he sees over 10 minutes. And he's a god-awful fantasy player. So even if he's very cheap, I still don't want him. It'll be more minutes for Cousins if Kevon Looney doesn't play, ? More minutes for Cousins if Looney doesn't play. I would say that just gives you more stability and increases his floor. But actually increasing Cousins' minutes because Looney is out, I would probably lean to say no, not so much. Now, if he's out, you feel just more comfortable that Cousins is going to get that 30 minutes of run or somewhere around there. But I would say it's not going to directly increase his minutes because I think Cousins was going to get big run in this game no matter if Looney got hurt or not. I think the guy who sees the biggest beneficiary if Looney is out would be either Jordan Bell or Andrew Bogut, and it seems like that's going to be Andrew Bogut. And I would imagine Andrew Bogut probably sees somewhere around maybe even 15 minutes. If they decide not to dust off Jordan Bell for 5 minutes, Andrew Bogut might see 15 minutes in this next game, which makes him a decent value. If Looney is out, I might bump up Cousins to 32 minutes instead of 30, but I'm not positive yet. All in on Lowry. He's due. Everybody wants Lowry right now. Maybe he's going to be the chalk. What about Clay? Clay depends. He had an MRI today. I can't say anything about Clay until he's back. I just can't right now. Hey, Sal, what's up? Feel better about Powell or Livingston, says Kyle Parker. It's super early right now, and I probably think Livingston there. Powell is a better fantasy point per minute producer, but when you factor in that this is the playoffs and he's getting very little usage, I'd probably take the extra, what I would say is a safe probably 5 minutes with Livingston over Powell. Watch Bogut not play, says Anthony White. Yeah, I could very much, I could easily see Bell coming off the bench for 5 minutes and Bogut getting like 5 as well. Yeah, YouTube was down for everybody also. Also Gmail, yeah, Google owns YouTube, so that makes sense. Or the corporate company Alphabet owns YouTube. I think KD will play 4. So we'll play game 4 or play 4 games. I think he's more likely to play game 4, I guess. If this was 2-0, he pushes it a little bit maybe, but I don't think they need him. Honestly, if Boogie's back, I don't think they need him. Clay's a fade for me. Lowry or Gasol captain. Everybody's liking the Lowry or Gasol. Yikes, OG. Do you feel like Norman will start getting more minutes time since how he played last game? Did he play incredible? Did Norman Powell play incredible last game? Did I miss something? Yeah, I didn't think Norman Powell played great. He played 21 minutes and he got 13 fantasy points. He shot 3 of 7, so I guess that's decent. 1 of 3 from 3, but no, I don't think this was not, he got more minutes than the 5. He got more than he was going to get with those 5 minutes, but I don't think this was any factor of him just automatically getting a ton of minutes. It was more so, and let me actually get this goddamn book because, one second, I have this written down. Took some notes. We took some notes on this class. We went to school today. I said Norman Powell, and these are my early notes. Norman Powell's 21 minutes are fake! ! He took all Pat McCaw's minutes, it seems, based on the rotations, which was 7. It seems that he took 4 from Danny Green, so if anything, those were the real ones. And then he took about 5 from Kyle Lowry's foul trouble. So what we're seeing there is that if he continues to see all of Patrick McCaw's minutes and Danny Green doesn't see more than 25 and a half, 26 minutes, which I think Danny Green does, then at best, last game you would have got about 15 minutes out of Norman Powell. Now I think Danny Green's going to see more than 26 in this next game. Not by much, 28, but when it's Norman Powell, you need every minute you can get. So I would probably project right now Norman Powell for 13 minutes, and that's probably what I'm going to do as I work through these projections. What do we got? A lot of people coming in here. How did you make out on the Millie contest, says Devin Howell? I did good. I had only 3 lineups in. I had Siakam in all the captain spots. I didn't have the nuts lineups, but a few hundred was won, so it was a good night. Clay is my favorite player, but that injury looked bad. Yeah, the injury looked bad, but he seemed so optimistic, and he was like, "I'm going to be back." When it was after the game, and he was barking at Drake or a little bit, and he said to Draymond, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be back," because he was like, "We did that for you," or he's like, we got you." Yeah, he said, "We got you." Draymond said, and he was like, "I'll be back." And obviously that's right after the game, so there's no MRIs taken. So all that is just hearsay, but we need to see the MRI results. Did not seem that he was too concerned, though, honestly. Do you feel Clay? If Clay is out, who gets the spot start? Yeah, that's interesting, Shane Pittman. If Clay is out, I haven't looked at what rotations are. Quinn Cook's going to get the biggest bump in terms of overall minutes, I would imagine. So you're either going to get Quinn Cook at the one. You're not going to get Steph at the two. Quinn Cook at the one, or Quinn Cook at the two, or you can see Andre Iguodala move to the two and Alfonso McKinney start at the three. Um, they're probably reluctant to do that, but that's somewhere where you can see this go. So spot start, I'm not positive, but the guy that it would actually matter for is Quinn Cook, even if he doesn't start. Quinn Cook cooked the Raptors with 3 straight threes in a row. Damn, yeah, he did. Andrew Bogut got like 3 lobs last game. It was insane. Damn. Play-by-play right here. Hey, Google Global Truth Project and read The Present for the truth about life and death explained simply. It can change the world from a page one. Wow, we got some weirdo in here. I'm going to put the user in a timeout because that just seems so it seems so passive aggressive. Also, probably going with Siakam since his ownership will be down. That's fine. This would be the time to do it if you can make it work. If KD plays, I have no interest in him or Curry or Draymond. Only slight interest in Iggy. If KD plays and he's not going to be limited, I have all the interest in the world in KD. $11,000 for KD, who if they say he's fine, which I see no way, shape, or form that he's not limited. And by limited, that could still mean 35 minutes for KD. But I see no way that this guy can't, that he's going to come back and play 45 minutes just like that. At least the first game back. So if for some reason he's a full go, yeah, I want all the KD in the world if he's a full go. But if he's limited, yeah, it hurts. It hurts Draymond. It hurts, obviously, KD because he's limited. And then it hurts Steph. They're all going to cut into each other, so it's a very weird and messy concept. Iggy, slight interest in Iggy, I would say makes sense if he was cheaper, but slight interest in Iggy is also going to bump Iggy's minutes down if KD comes back. So really, everybody just gets screwed. I would have still some interest in Boogie Cousins, but really nothing else. And that would get really shitty because then you're just kind of throwing darts. Hopefully, Clay and Looney are fine. If not, this slate will be so bad. There will be no options. LOL, most lineups will be the same. You can definitely always differentiate. It always matters with the captain. We've seen lower-owned captains win it the first 2 with Siakam and then Boogie. Obviously, Boogie late news. Siakam just going grossly under-owned in that first game. But even if those guys are out, I think there's still going to be options like not Siakam. Even if Looney is out, nobody really wants him anyways. If Clay is out, which I'm not expecting right now, but we still have to see this, then that does shake up some stuff on the top. I don't think we've gotten any news. I keep checking my phone for notifications on that. On the other hand, that might be a good thing if you can read the projections. Exactly. Any news about KD? No news on KD yet. I would imagine he doesn't play, but we'll probably find out tomorrow. Livingston starts. Let's be real. Livingston starts. Let's be real, somebody says. Where was that? That's a good idea, actually, AO. Yeah, Livingston might start there at the 2. That's not out of question. I didn't even think about that. Can you give me a winning lineup, please? Says Miguel. I wish. If I could, I'd be winning a lot more money in DFS. Livingston starts. That's something that I got to think about. Let's be real. He says, yeah. I can see that. A spot start gets him to 24 minutes in the game. That would make Livingston really nice. But Quinn Cook would also still be really nice. So yeah, if Clay is out, that actually does help some things out. So as Raz was just saying, that makes Livingston very much live, and then that makes obviously. Probably bumps up Iggy a little bit, but bumps up Quinn Cook and Livingston, who are cheaper options. You get your value there. Livingston is terrible. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's not good at all. He's good in real life in terms of a guy that you need in there. Plays good defense, solid defense, and can handle the ball and handle the pressure in this type of atmosphere. But in fantasy, he's terrible. Yeah, his 16-point ceiling in that game 1 of the Millie Maker was his best playoff game yet. And then he regressed back to his 10-point fantasy performances. Let's continue to work through these projections because why not? I don't know why these teams are getting messed up. Literally everything is getting messed up. I think it's on the functions page. This continues to happen. Yeah, that's a problem right here. So let's just do this. A2. 1 second, please. All right, let's continue to read these. Do you think Kawhi is going to keep giving 40 quality minutes? Yes. He's looking kind of tired, and who else do you see stepping up on their team and being consistent through the remainder of the series? I think, yeah, Angie, I think Kawhi is going to be fine. He is a professional athlete who has the same amount of time off as everybody else. I understand that he might be going a little bit extra as he's getting all the usage on this team and he's kind of driving more so than anybody else with his driving rate. But everybody else has been playing 40 minutes or around there. I get it that he played a game 7 or whatever it was, but they also kind of controlled the game, their second round series. So I'm really not too worried about Kawhi Leonard here too much. Or he played only 6 games. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not too worried about Kawhi Leonard's conditioning. The guy has a day off. He has 2 days off, really, and they fuel up. That's it. Everybody's tired during the game. I'm not too worried about him. Stepping up outside of him, Kyle Lowry, definitely he's going to go under-owned or definitely under-owned, and probably Siakam, once again. Those are the obvious answers, but they're going to be under-owned compared to what we just recently witnessed. Will you wish me luck, Sal? I think that's more important on these slates, says Kyle Parker. Yeah, luck is way important. Getting the right captain is very important. Getting luck is very important. He's experienced, so he will start, says Ayo. Yeah, I'm not positive if Livingston actually does start, but the fact that you brought that up makes me like it a little bit more for sure. When's your next live, says Devin Howell. This one was spontaneous, but I'd probably go live. Tomorrow morning, the breakdown video with all the projections will come out. You can get those on Patreon if you want to see me. I change the projections throughout the day and up until lock. I will be going live tomorrow morning on Sportscaster to do a quick breakdown as well, and also the MLB slate. But for NBA, I will be live 5:30 once again. What I'm planning on doing before the game on Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30 on YouTube, 6:30 to 7, half hour over on Sportscaster, trying to get some of the people over there, because it does help me out just getting followers over there. I have a contract with them. If I do good, they'll continue to do that. So just getting people to follow me is one step of that. So 5:30 to 6:30 on Wednesday. Maybe I go live tomorrow around the same time because I think it's pretty fun. Livingston gets a lot. I'm not sure what that means. Don't play KD first game back. I would agree. Yeah, I agree. Don't play KD first game back unless we get told that KD is a full go. There's no minutes cap. And Steve Kerr's usually good at telling us that. He told us a day early with KD. Boogie, he only told us 15 minutes before the game, but he's usually pretty good. This is an NBA stream. Left my fucking half was off. What are you talking about? Something happening that wasn't NBA related? Are you covering MLB 3-night game slate? Yeah, Dave, I got a video out on it. You could ask a question on it. I don't know anything about batters yet because the games don't start till 9:40, so I'll start doing my batter research around 6 or 7. Not sure if I'm going to play. 3-game slates are so variant. Like first place and 100th place are separated by literally 3 points like a showdown slate. Miguel says, who going to be the sleepers? It depends on Klay Thompson. If Klay Thompson's out, they're probably not going to be sleepers, but the value type plays would be Quinn Cook and Sean Livingston. Sleepers right now, I'm not positive. I think Kyle Lowry's going to get slept on, though. Let me just pull something over from this sheet. The more I can pull over, the better. Let me pull over one more, and then I'll get to somebody donated. I think I see in the corner. Uh-oh. Somebody donated their hard-earned money to me? What in the heck? Melamo. You have to tell me how to pronounce your name because you just donated $2 to me, and that's absolutely generous. He or she, let me know. Melamo, I believe. Melamo says, good job, Sal, in responding to all these comments. Donates $2. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Every little bit counts, right? And obviously, anything that is donated is completely generous and not needed, but very nice of you. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. You rock. Oh, that was the wrong thing right there. I got to go fantasy points per game. This is not really factored into the projections. This is just a sheet that gets messed up with Showdown if people are wondering, like, what is he doing so much? This gets messed up with the Showdown slate because there's dual salaries, so it's reading players twice, and it's like, which one do we take? And it just runs an error. So when I delete them, it deletes the entire format. Usually, sometimes it stays for a few days, but it depends on the way that I actually run it. So now player projections should all read positively, and that's what we get. And now it comes down to the biggest factor, which is changing up the positions and then changing up the minutes. So I could start with minutes, and I think I'm going to do that with a little bit more focus, but this is where I do the minutes. And this is the process of building projections. It honestly only takes me like a half hour at this point because I've gotten really good at it, and it's only a Showdown slate. So yeah, this is where we're at right here. I'm worried that I might have deleted somebody, but who cares? He doesn't look right yet, plus only have 1 day of practice is a big red flag. OG is the biggest sleeper next game. I would disagree with OG being the biggest sleeper. Maybe that's going to bite me in the butt. He's a terrible, terrible offensive basketball player, and I can't see a way in which OB Anunoby goes out there and plays 15 minutes. And 15 minutes of OG Anunoby would be a good thing in terms of that's pretty solid minutes at his price point. But more times than not, 15 minutes out of OG Anunoby is like 8 fantasy points, especially in this matchup, especially when you're going to tell me that he's going to get no usage on this team. So that's not great. And that's with me saying that that's going to be his max minutes, which is really a ceiling of like 10 fantasy points. I'd imagine if OG Anunoby plays, you're still going to see more. You're still going to see Norman Powell out there, which means that you're probably going to get like a split of 7 minutes for each or something like that. 7 minutes of OG Anunoby could realistically be like 2 fantasy points. So, yeah, I don't really want any of that personally. Fred VanVleet looks great this series. Utility play? Yeah, he's viable in the utility. His price is coming up. He's not going to play 38 minutes because Lowry's not going to be in foul trouble, or at least shouldn't be. You can't project that for the next game. But, yeah, I think that that's fine. I think I deleted somebody in the projections, or the minutes projections, but that's fine. It'll pop up later. Kawhi still 42 minutes. Steph still 40. Nothing changes there. Kevin Durant, I'm still going to put 0 as of right now. Maybe something will change by tomorrow morning. Draymond 40. Siakam 40. Clay, I'm going to put Clay in. So I'm going to rule right now for this projections. And again, we should have Clay news. He's getting an MRI today, so this will be better for tomorrow. I'm going to put Clay in just so I don't got to deal with just trying to figure out Quinn Cook's minutes and Sean Livingston's minutes. It's just the easier thing to do. I'm going to do what has been happening right now. Oh, we got a lot of comments coming in. Y'all are crazy right now. 50 people in here just chilling on a Monday. How's everybody's Monday? How are you guys doing at work, huh? Damn, you guys, so many goddamn comments. I don't even know if I can catch up right now. This is wild. If Clay is out, KD is in, and I'm KD captain. That's fair. Good luck with the KD captain. KD not ready. Raptors will stop him. Gasol wasn't in foul trouble, I don't believe. He got 32 minutes. He was fine. He just didn't play great. It was just a bad game, yeah. Was Gasol in foul trouble? Somebody's telling me now that he was in foul trouble. Did I miss that? Because he did play 32 minutes. I didn't think that he was in foul trouble. Slide on over to popcorn machine quick. Gasol has 1 foul after the first quarter. 2 fouls in the second, but it doesn't affect him. 3 fouls and then picks up his 4th foul with 8:16 left. Stays in for another 2 minutes. So, another 2 minutes. So that doesn't affect him, his 4th foul. No, he wasn't in foul trouble. He got normal run. Him picking up a 4th foul in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, it didn't pull him out. He still played 2 more minutes. Then he got his normal rest or around there. So you can argue with me that he would have played 1 more minute or so, but I don't think he was in foul trouble. He stayed in the game after that 4th foul, which usually means that he's fine. Sorry, I'm late. What's going on, Isaiah? How you doing? Facts. OG will be used a lot more when KD comes back. I think Kawhi will be, personally, but maybe. You put OG Anunoby on KD, and that's going to be dirty quick. I'm playing framing. What is framing? Warriors in 6. I agree with that. I think Andre will be a good captain going back home. Yeah, but the thing is, you just got the ceiling Andre Iguodala game with 31 fantasy points, and that's not winning you a tournament. 45 fantasy points in the captain spot, unless things get really wacky, because somebody is going to score 40. It's 40 in the mid-range, or at least in the high range, somebody will score 60. So I don't think Andre's 45 captain points will really be viable at all. Clay will be low on captain, very risky though. He could be, but if we get news like today that he's going to play and that he cleared it, I think he'll continue to get ownership in the captain spot. He was the 4th or 5th highest captain in that last game. I think he was the 4th highest. Just got in. What's the big news with the prices, says Morgan Smith. Video is out from earlier. Big news with the prices. A lot of them stay the same. We can go through them extremely quickly. A lot of them stay the same on the upper tier. Draymond Green goes up $200. Siakam goes down $400. Nothing major there. Clay stays the same, but he's injured. Lowry stays the same. I think that's going to be a hidden gem. A slight bump for Gasol. Big increase for Cousins, but he's still in play. Decent size increase for Fred VanVleet of 400. Another big one is a big increase for Iggy, but I think he's still fine. Danny Green gets a big bump down. So those are the things that stand out to me the most, is that you get a big bump down for Danny Green. You actually get a decrease of $200 for Serge Ibaka, who I think would have seen more minutes if not for foul trouble. And you get a decent sized bump up for DeMarcus Cousins and Iguodala. In terms of just value plays, really none right now. If you tell me Looney's out, Bogut becomes interesting in terms of a flex, but even that's just kind of gross. Raptors in 5, that's the Warriors' one and only win. I would say no. But anything is possible. How many fouls did he get by the first half? Who? How many fouls did who get in the first half? Sorry, we're kind of trailing behind on the questions. I'm trying to keep up. Do the Warriors win both home games? I'd say so. Warriors tend to stink it up at home. Remember that. Nope, they will lose both. Interesting. I'm playing Green, Curry on the left. I think Toronto is done as well, based on the fact of as long as if Clay is not done for this series, then I think Toronto is done. If Clay's done for the series, that is completely different. The scores for this Warriors team just drop then. But the fact that Boogie is back and seems healthy, yeah, that's definitely scary. Want to make a $1,000 bet that the Warriors win this series or that the Raptors win this series? No, because I don't like sports betting. But if you're going to give me odds 1-1, then you should just go make that bet on a bookie somewhere. Because the Raptors, if you put $1,000 in the Raptors right now, you're probably going to walk away with 2 to 3 times your money. You shouldn't take an even bet on that ever. If Clay doesn't play, I got Toronto winning. I think that's fair. Hope you got the sportscaster kinks worked out. Yeah, Isaiah, I don't know what happened with that. I think maybe it was just a drop on my Wi-Fi. I really don't know what happened. Dre, Kawhi, and Boogie seem like the only legit locks. If Boogie's going to get those type of minutes, he's definitely a great play. I would say Kawhi is my only legit lock, though. Dre's a walking triple-double, so it's kind of hard to get away from that, though. Yeah, you're right. Those are the guys who are like more so solid plays. I do like Lowry, though, but he's not a legit lock. You're right in that regard. Yeah, I was talking about the dude that was talking about the Earth, LOL. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, some guy coming in here talking about the Earth. Had to ban him. He might be back in like 2 minutes. Green won't triple-double with Cousins in, but he almost did. Cousins played 28 minutes, and he was an assist away from a triple-double. So he almost did. Now, if KD's in, then yeah, it's much harder because now Draymond's going to be moving to the 4. Yeah, but KD's a good rebounding player. Where right now Iggy at the 3 gets his rebounds. He had a very good rebounding game in the last one, but not nearly as much. But Boogie just played 28 minutes, and Draymond didn't get a triple-double, but he was an assist away. So yeah, you don't get that extra 3.5-point bonus. So I guess that's fair. It's much less likely for sure. Van Vliet or Gasol? Right now, I'd say Gasol. You nailed it, Gasol. Nice. Fred Van Vliet's playing 40 minutes in Game 3? What the hell? Popular captains? It's gonna continue to be definitely gonna be DeMarcus Cousins after the last game, seeing that he looked really good, and he's a decent price point. Curry's gonna continue to be a popular captain. Kawhi's gonna continue to be a popular captain, and probably Draymond as well. Outside of that, not really sure. Top 5 and another guy in there would be Klay Thompson if we get early news that he's healthy. Sal, are you golfing in Canada this weekend? I've been doing terrible in golf since the Masters, just like burning my money or barely breaking even. Haven't gotten a 6 out of 6 in an upper dollar lineup in a while, so I'll be golfing though. Yeah, I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I agree as a Raptors fan, OG getting minutes means nothing. Yeah, it means nothing. And the fact that he's not going to get big minutes. Like, this is the playoffs. It's not the regular season. He averaged 20 minutes a game in the regular season, but so did guys like Norman Powell. Pat McCall played probably around 15 games or minutes per game in the regular season. I don't know the actual number. I could actually look that up right now in this NBA Advanced section. Pat McCall played 14 minutes per game in the regular season for Pat McCaw. He's not even playing right now. He played 7 in the first game, so half, and then he didn't play. So cut it in half, whatever these bench players are playing in the regular season, outside of obviously Fred VanVleet and Ibaka, because they're actually useful for this team. So yeah, I think that if OG Anunoby plays, he gets a 10 minutes maybe, and that's if he's lucky coming off of this injury. And those 10 minutes are realistically more times than not 6 fantasy points. Regular season, they don't really need OG. Yeah, the thing with OG is, though, he's not an offensive player. So give him his 10 to 12 minutes in this game. That's not the same as if Quinn Cook's getting 10 to 12 minutes or Jordan Bell, who are better offensive players. Yeah, I'm just saying that 20 minutes per game for OG in the regular season is probably easily cut in half in the playoffs. Look, they already have a great defensive team. This is not like OG Anunoby is their star defender that they can't wait to run out there against Kevin Durant or whoever it might be. You already have Kawhi. You already have Danny Green. Like, what they would be doing then is taking Danny Green and his good defense and his very good offense, or at least above average offense, off the court to put OG Anunoby, who is probably a very similar defender and a much worse offensive player. Or you're going to take Fred VanVleet, who is a much better offensive player and a slightly worse defensive player than OG Anunoby, off the court for OG Anunoby for more minutes. It just doesn't make sense. They already have very solid defenders who have offensive upside. It makes no sense to put a good young defender out there who has no offensive upside and also no playoff experience with that regard. So that's why I don't think OG Anunoby matters at all. If you really know OG, he's very good defensively. It makes a huge difference. Yeah, so is everybody else out there, and he makes no difference on the offensive side, honestly. And do you really know OG? What's his favorite color? Chill off today. At work, waiting on 5 Central Time. Hey, where do you work, Black Like History? I mean, you don't have to tell me the office, but what do you do? Yeah, he was in foul trouble. Ugh. We got a guy touting in here saying he's taking down 450K tournaments in basketball. That's pretty good if you actually have. I'm just reading comments. That's some good ROI, says Rich. Yeah, damn is. How about Draymond fade? How did that work out? Says Donald. In terms of my lineups, I still cashed. I'm trying to read this. Sportscaster video player needs to add quality options and actual full screen, though. What do you mean? There's full screen. What does quality mean? Oh, like different types of levels to it? Yeah, I agree. You're right. I should bring that up to them. Hey, Sal, tell us the players you really hate. I'm trying to cash, says Donald. So Donald's trying to say that the players that I say are bad, or the players that I think are going to be good, are bad. So Siakam in the captain spot game 1 was bad. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, Donald, you can leave the chat if you'd like. How long have you been live, says Dylan? For 51 minutes and 15 seconds. IT support. Yeah, or IT support is what Black Like History does. That's awesome. Yeah, IT is a great field to be in, information technologies. Sal, say hi to my wife, Laura. Laura, what's going on? How you doing? Hope you're having a good start to your week. I don't know if you're on the East Coast 521, but dinner time, whatever it is, hopefully you're going to have a nice dinner as well. 49 minutes, Dylan. Yep, yeah, so you're right around there. LOL, Sal, I'm trolling, says Donald. Yeah, I know you're trolling. That's fair. I get it. Yeah, I didn't want Draymond. I love Draymond to start, and then, yeah, I didn't like him as we got closer, just due to pricing. The pricing was tough, and the way to win was to get Boogie Cousins last second into your captain spot to fit those guys. I just couldn't feel comfortable about fitting Draymond in that spot. And then he ended up being needed. He played it exceptionally well. I love watching that guy. Your info is greatly appreciated. Thanks, Sal. Says Premier Lawn of Lake Kiowa. Where is Kiowa or Kawio? Whatever it is. But thank you. I appreciate that. I couldn't get full screen. Don't know if that's just me. Really? Hold on. Let me try something. They're also adding thumbnails, which is something they need to do. But yeah, I love this platform. You couldn't get full screen? Well, this is full screen for me right now, but maybe we're going on mobile. Interesting. Some things that I'll have to definitely point out. Fading great players hurt me, says Yay Biz. Who starts if no Clay? That's up in the air. I imagine it's going to be, somebody said Livingston earlier. That makes sense. Livingston, Iggy can move to the 2, and you can get McKinney at the 3, which would be really gross, so I doubt that. So Livingston or Cook, and Livingston's starting to sound pretty good. I have to look more into it. If Durant plays, do you drop? Do you drop Curry? Yeah, I drop Curry. If Durant plays in any capacity, that hurts Curry so much at that price point. Even at that price point right now with Boogie, Curry is still priced as if Boogie isn't going to go and play 30 minutes in this next game. That's scary. I don't really want Curry either, at least in the captain spot. And getting to him in utility, maybe it works out, but Boogie being out there, it's just overpriced. And again, he's overpriced, and on a one-game slate, he could still get there, but he's just way overpriced. Thanks, you're the best, my friend. Love your videos and your exceptional insight. East Coast Central Time. Oh, Central Time, very nice. But thank you. I appreciate it, Isaiah. I appreciate that a ton. Thanks for following me around yesterday into all those different chats. Who do you like for value in Game 3, says Curtis Scott. Can't tell you right now. I'm about to build these projections. It seems like Danny Green is going to be a very good play at that $3,600 price point. It seems like Serge Ibaka is still very much in play. And if you're going to tell me that Livingston, obviously still in play at 2,800, still going to see 15-plus minutes. So if you're going to tell me that Clay is out, then I'm going to very much like Livingston and Quinn Cook. But right now, Danny Green and Ibaka are looking nice in that order, I would say. I think Clay plays, and I like him over Lowry. That's fine. I can't really argue with that. They're going to project out pretty similar for me. Connecticut. Nice. Very nice. People in the media are saying Cousins negatively affects Steph's production. Is that really true though? Yeah, Raz, that's very true. We can go through it. We can go through it on NBA Wowie. I don't know if it's still gonna be. I don't know if they're still up at the playoffs. But yeah, Cousins negatively affects Steph's production almost the most, by far the most, even more than I think KD. Wait, Central Time or Connecticut? Yeah, Romy, that's what I was just thinking. You said that CT, and that means Connecticut, so that makes sense. But I thought it was Central Time, and then I was thinking in my head, Connecticut's not Central Time, right? But I didn't want to sound like an idiot in front of 50 plus people and probably thousands or whoever watched this afterwards. Curry just dropped the clamp last game. I'm gonna try to. Why can't I log into this? Come on. I want to just show you the splits in the points per minute with Draymond on and off the court since Draymond came back in whatever it was, January 18th, I believe it was. And I guess we have to kind of take off. So let's put January 18th here. And to today. So that works. Or yesterday. So let's just take off, or let's run this. I guess we can take KD off to see what it would actually look like, but let's just run it to show you what everything looks like. People in the media. Sal says could affect Curry. Regular season stats. Yeah, those are regular season stats. Sal says Cousins affects Curry regular season stats. Yeah, they're regular season stats for sure. So you can take that what it is in the postseason, but that's just the way that they play the game, yeah. Fade Boogie or play him in Game 3. I lean to play him, but not in the captain right now. But again, it's so early. I haven't even looked too much into it. Do you think Lowry bounced back? Yeah, we're getting tons of questions. Yes, I do. I knew the Warriors were going to win once I saw Obama in the crowd. I find... Sal, do you know a place where we could study people's lineups? Yeah, lineup study. It just got bought out. It was Manny Laura's tool. It's incredible. Also, Fantasy Labs, you can study them as well. But lineup study is very good. It's a part of Fantasy Cruncher now. I recommend lineup study. I recommend Fantasy Labs as well. Adam Strauss has streamed about Angels Cubs. I thought somebody followed me on Sportscaster. No, they don't. He dropped 23 with Cousins playing near 30. How did he get clamped? LOL. Yeah, Curry hurt me. If I had Draymond instead, I would have had a couple of stacks. Okay, so let's look at this. Steph's at 1.29 fantasy point per minute when KD and Bogey are healthy. This is regular season, so you could say what you want about the postseason. I'm just trying to provide regular season information here. Let's just take Cousins off the court and see what Steph goes to. And we might need to take other players off. Trade deadline, I don't think anything really changed here. This stuff's it's loading decently fast. Is that website free? Yeah, this is a free website. So he goes up to around 1.39, 1.4. So around a 0.1 boost right there. Let's see what happens when you take both of them off. I'm very curious here. So he's around 1.28, 1.29. So he goes up about 0.1 fantasy points per minute, which is pretty big. And that's not even to account in that his assist rate also goes down, which is very closely related to his actual production. I want to see what happens when both of these guys are off the court, because this is what you were getting in those last Trailblazers games. Lineup study is lame. DFS is so fickle. I would disagree. Lineup study, the reason that you do lineup study is not to see what lineups have won in the past. It's to study pros lineups and see their tendencies. So you can look at Awesome and you can see exactly what he's doing, and you can start to think like a guy like that. Okay, how is he doing this stuff? What kind of stacks is he running? And if you start to mirror somebody like that, it is going to actually benefit you in the long run. Maybe it doesn't win you $1 million, but you'll start to win more so than not if you're mirroring pros. Yes, it's definitely not worth it if you're trying to discover winning lineups from using past lineups. No, it's about trying to study professionals' tendencies. Oh, wow. Okay, good to know. How awesome will Bink GPP not going to help me today? I don't know what that means. I think it will. I think learning how the pros play actually does help you a lot. I do believe, though, that DFS is completely random, and you can Bink this $250K prize tomorrow and win more than 99% of DFS players, 99.9% with that $250K win. Take home your $125 after taxes. Osmo's a genius in projections. Yeah, that's fair. I believe that's fair as well, but there's pieces to it. McKinney, Cook, Bogut, or Livingston. Way too early for me. I got to figure out what's happening with Clay. And Looney for me to even really comment on that honestly right now, Xavier. With KD and Cousins off the court, you get Steph at 1.57, so that's why he was so coveted in those last those last games against the Trailblazers, because he's goddamn averaging 1.57 in a decent sample size of 461 minutes, which is really good. Curious. Let's go back to this. I do want to go. Let's do. When did the playoffs start? Anybody know when the playoffs started? Was it the last week of April? When did the playoffs start? Beginning of May? What week? Was it like April 22nd or something? 21st, somewhere in there? Let's submit this same exact thing. We've been live for an hour. Jesus. April 15th. Okay, cool. Who mainly picked up the minutes for all of those injuries? Couldn't see the whole game last night. Bogut picked up the minutes for Looney, the backup minutes at center. You can argue with me that Boogie Cousins picked up like 2 extra minutes. I think he was still going to play decent minutes. So maybe Boogie Cousins 2. Bogut picked up 7. And then the injury to Clay was picked up all by Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook played outside of, I think, like the last minute of the game. He pretty much closed the game out. I think they put Livingston in for that last minute. Yeah, so Quinn Cook played the final 3.5 minutes of the third quarter right when Clay got hurt, or a little bit before that. And then Quinn Cook played 11 minutes. So Quinn Cook played 15 of the last 16 minutes once Clay went down. So that's where that injury landed you. And then you get Andrew Bogut right here coming in and relieving Boogie Cousins for 5 minutes. 7.1 minutes is the exact number right there. Okay, so this is too small of a sample. I was trying to see what Steph is doing with Boogie Cousins on and off, but it's way too small of a sample. With him on, he's averaging 1.17 fantasy points per minute. But it's just so wacky because you had KD during this time not playing and Boogie not playing. So it's just way too wacky. I guess you can go Cousins, and you can also go Durant here, and we can get a very small sample of like 2.5 games, 3 games. Month-tober, what's that? These Golden State questionable injuries are really messing with the minds of the Raptors. Yeah, it probably is, but maybe not too much. There's just so many ways. They want these guys to be out, so I don't know if it really matters. I'm, though, interested. We're supposed to get the MRI today. How long do MRIs take to come back? Will we have that by tomorrow? I feel like technology should be able to get that back in a few hours these days. Yeah, Isaiah Powell. Powell saw minutes in a couple of different ways. He saw 21 minutes because I would imagine 5 of those minutes were coming from, and he checked directly in for Kyle Lowry. About 5 came from Kyle Lowry, so you can bump him down to 15, 16 minutes. But then he picked off all of Pat McCaw's minutes. All 7 of them is what he directly picked up. So if you take those out, he probably plays around 9 minutes. And how does he get those extra 4 minutes from game 1 when he had 5? Was Danny Green playing 26 instead of 30. So it evens out pretty nicely, actually, if that's how you want to look at it. Yeah, so Steph really no change with Cousins, but again, Cousins has only played 36 minutes, they've said so far, right? Yeah, 8 and 26. That doesn't really matter too much, and this is a small sample. Okay, sounds good. Done with that. I want to finish these guys up here. So what do we got here? All right, been on here for an hour and 2 minutes. I think I'm going to bounce. Again, if people did want to help me out and go over to Sportscaster and just become a fan, it's literally just a subscription over there. Nothing really changes for you. That helps me out. Might go live on Sportscaster after this just to hang out with those people over there. Helps me just really meet a new crowd, a new audience of people who really don't know about me on YouTube, and I can kind of get to interact with over there. So I might continue this for like another 20 minutes over there, but then I got to work on some baseball stuff. I'm saying Toronto in 6. Been getting dogged on Facebook. Can't wait for Game 6. Tornado. I believe you mean Toronto, but that's fair. If Clay's out, it's going to be very interesting. Hey, Sal, thanks for all the DFS advice. I'm also hoping to try and get a career out of this stuff and wish you the best. Nice, Morgan Smith. Make a YouTube channel or just start writing a blog. The only way to get noticed in terms of content, I'm not trying to make a career playing. I mean, maybe I'll bink something and I'll be fine and no debt and have a lot of money, right? But in terms of what I mean by a career out of this is make advertisers pay me to put their ads or just a short clip in a video, get paid to do some frequent stops, and maybe one day the big goal is figure out why the hell ESPN does not have a daily fantasy sports format. Is it because they're scared of getting into the betting space? Because it doesn't make any sense. You go on ESPN, everybody on there is so left-wing, which I'm not into politics at all. I don't really care, but you would think that they were more so into this this betting, but maybe not because of that. So I would like to be sort of in the mix in trying to start something at ESPN if I ever get big enough in terms of their fantasy sports, because Yahoo's in it and is doing extremely well as the 3rd biggest provider of fantasy sports right now. ESPN should be in there, and it's very confusing to me as they have not Good luck tonight. Good luck to you as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to play yet baseball, but we might. Thanks, Al. Thanks, Al. Thanks. Yeah, Larry killed me as well. Okay, I'm going to finish this one up. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. There's been 50 people continuously in here. I'm sure other people are watching the replay. If you watch this whole thing, God bless you. I'm going to head over to Sportscaster for like probably just quick 20 minutes, be done at 6, then eat some dinner, and set some baseball lineups. Yeah. At least Tony Brothers isn't reffing next game. That's fair. Keep me in mind, says Morgan Smith. Yeah, Morgan Smith, I'm telling you, start a YouTube channel or start blogging. Just stay consistent. If you actually want something to be your career, that is not something you can go and get a degree in, right? You have to just outwork everybody. That's it. It's as simple as that. Outwork just both in being yourself, transparent, being kind because that's the way you're supposed to be, and outwork in terms of quality, the quality of the content. Don't just give general information like 99% of the YouTube channels are doing, which is fine. If you're taking the time to create content, I commend you. But if you really wanted to change your life or at least provide some sort of income, even if it's just a side income, you got to give it your all. You got to make videos every day, multiple of them. You have to set time aside. You have to get up at 4:30 in the morning if that's what it takes. So, it's not as easy as just saying that you want to be able to get on camera. It's a matter of practicing it. I sucked on camera in October when I started doing music reviews. You can go back to my oldest videos. They're goddamn music reviews, and I sucked. But I did them with a strategy in mind of, I know that I want to break down fantasy sports, but I'll be nervous as hell on camera. I might as well do something in music reviews that is easy, right? Somebody releases an album. You don't have to create any content. You just sit there and listen to it. So it's not any thinking. There's nothing that goes behind it other than turning on the camera, which got me in the mindset of learning how to edit and things like that, how to upload on YouTube, how to learn SEO. And then when I was comfortable with that stuff, comfortable on camera, I transitioned over to the fantasy sports. And I think that's why I had a decent edge in starting out and getting views because I was comfortable on camera. I kind of knew what I was doing with the YouTube space. It wasn't my first video per se. What time is your MLB night slate dropping, says Dave. I don't do MLB night slate. Wait, the 3-game slate, Dave? Like, I have that video out. That video came out this morning. The 3-game night slate is out. It's heavily focused on pitchers. And then obviously I talk about a little bit about hitters, and I'm about to break down into hitters in like an hour, so I can't even really give too much advice on that. All right, thank you all. I'll be over on Sportscaster if anybody wants to follow me over there. I appreciate it. It's in the comments. That helps me out a ton. Like I said, once again. Peace out. Have fun. I'll have a video out tomorrow morning for everybody.